be a go-to, but against EG, I think you do need to play around that mid lane because EG do. So I think you have to respond to EG's game plan by addressing the mid lane. Against another team, we saw yesterday against IG, you don't have to address that mid lane. Mid one will do fine against OP, but against EG, you've got to change your game plan.
That's where we develop mid gone.
Yep.
And look at the bans.
Same bans
from EG. They know
Switch
what it
sides
works.
though. So now I think this time they have to pick up the Rubik first too, right? Do they just do the Bristle again?
Isn't Rubik awful versus Treant though in lane? I think.
Oh no, I mean for Secret. Oh,
for Secret,
yeah.
Especially if it's Sanking, because it's like great against Sanking. The null field, you know, is going to be really value. That's probably what Crit's thinking about. Like, okay, if we pick Sanking, they're going to Rubik. Is that a problem?
I mean, you take one of EG's consistent drafts, which was the CM, immediately take a second, which was the Puck. And Sanking, they get it every time.
I think they're definitely taking Rubik. Yeah, bam. They have to do it this time. Green strategy.
I mean, we previously, on panels, not too dissimilar from this one, chastised a Rubik pick this early because you don't know what you're necessarily going to be stealing.
It's good for Sanking already.
Yeah, it's already really good.
It's good for Sanking, but is it also just because it's Yapsor?
And no field.
No field is super good. I think also
it's Yapsor.
I think it's also the combination though. The Rubik tree, it's not like it's like, okay, we're locked into defensive kind of lanes. You can go aggro tri-lane. This is one of the best because you just get that instant grab and the tree protector does a bajillion amount of damage early game. With good chase potential.
98 or something?
90 a lot.
90 a lot.
Yeah. That's a real number.
There they are. That's Team Liquid. They'll be playing later on today on that very stage in those very chairs. For now, the draft continues, and we do wave goodbye to the Conehead.
Yep. Goodbye, Darkseer. Never heard someone call him that.
Hat shopping must be such a difficulty for him. Bless him. Can you imagine?
He wear those like magician's hats.
He'd have to wear one of those floppy beanies, but it would look like a normal beanie on him.
Yep.
That's the only way I can see it working.
Good way to hide your cone, you know, if you're a bit insecure
Dude, you should
about
never
it.
hide your cone. It's called, I mean, yeah, the cone of shame. He could wear those collars they give to dogs as a hat. Anyway, Dota.
I was wondering, what if he had it like the way that dogs had it on, though? Then it'd look really weird.
Then it would look really weird.
So they ban out the Void again.
Yeah.
Even though they do have like the Rubik for the steals, it's too much combo coming out from EG.
And they probably know how to press W.
We certainly know Universe does.
Haven't seen Bristle pop up yet in this draft, but definitely something
with the
team should be considering.
With the faces ban, it looks more likely. Bristle was not the issue last game.
No, I don't think so. I think that Secret still might just be looking at that one.
Oh, EG abandoning because they've saw the opening ceremony.
Yep, Black Hole and Roshan.
Yeah,
right?
you can solo Roche.
I think they're banning out like Kazu's big staple heroes, like the mech carriers.
They're not scared of his Bristle though.
Neither is Winter.
Neither is Winter.
I think it's justified. I think you're way more scared of his big team fighter heroes. He just plays those much better.
Yeah,
Scary, yeah,
it fits just much better with the team. It's like he plays it better, and that's like what Seeker kind of thrives on when Kazu's playing those.
It does seem that when EG draft or when EG ban, there's always a great deal of respect given to every opponent, even the group stage, that they evidently had done their research and understanding of what makes this team tick.
Secret actually bans out the Bristle themselves, so they're afraid because they don't have the first pick coming out of it, that maybe EG just grabs it right there.
Between Rubik and Treant, there's very little damage to deal with the Bristle at all.
Yep.
So
Rubik, I don't think Rubik really likes to play versus Bristle at all. It sounds pretty miserable. Some hero that just runs at you and you don't get any good spell to steal at all. And no field is useless versus it.
Is this typically where EG are going to show their hand, or can they get away with another?
could pick their support, pick their crit hero,
yeah.
like the Warlock again, or something else if they have another idea in mind.
You like crit on the Warlock hit last time?
Gave him big team fight, maybe not so much against the... Well, I mean, Rubik, you're not too worried about Rock being stolen in theory, but press your E, press your Q, and you're good, but maybe want something that's going to be able to secure the lanes a bit more.
Oh, there it is.
Go for it anyway. Just heavy team fight.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you and we on the panel will repeat. That is the meta at the moment, right? The pursuit of team fights. Very brawly, Ben.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. So what are they going to get for Kezu now? Because Kezu's hero pool seems the most limited out of all secrets at the moment, especially with the targeted bans coming out.
There's the Tide Hunter. That's been a big one of his from time to time. If you want to match up to EG's team fight, that could be a consideration.
We have seen Omni Knight come out from them. They don't have a good pairing with it, but Magic Immunity is really good versus EG right now.
Well, he had Weaver selected.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, they've played Weaver a lot in the past with the Rubik Tree and Protector. They go like aggro with it for MP. However, it's not really the most ideal versus this much magic damage and burst. Instant lockdown from
Invoker
Sanking.
selected now, I believe.
Thinking about it. Razor.
All right.
I like that we got to see the process there.
That was cool.
was
Yeah, you
really
see like
cool.
the thought process going through a little bit. Razor though, usually you like to see this hero paired up against something like instantly like that you can steal damage from. Right now, this is not really like a counter to anything that EG does have.
There's some synergy between
they
the
wanna-
telekinesis and the static link.
They might
Yes.
want to aggro though with the Razor. I
Yep.
think that you want like a strong laner so that you can leave alone, so you can roam with the Rubik and the Tree and Protector.
I think maybe
Criminally
also
low win rate.
they're maybe also looking at that. Right now they're having all magic damage, and last time when they did this, they picked some heavy physical core. The Drow Ranger was 4th picked, so they're kind of setting up to preempt what EG's going to go for, that heavy physical, and they're taking the Razor now.
I don't think Razor's particularly good for Strow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't mean like specifically the Drow, just physical
the
core,
physical.
yeah. But EG just goes straight for the Drow Ranger right away. Like you said, it's
Same for.
yeah.
And Sumail will have the last pick for mid. as
It just
well.
works so well every time with EG's draft.
Well, and now the thing is, if you aggro trail on the Drow, then Puck gets 1v1. Puck in the offlane with Drow Aura is pretty good in almost all 1v1 matchups. So
Yes.
EG knows they're going to be doing well in the offlane with Universe and the mid lane for Sumail. So aggro trialing the Drow Ranger doesn't necessarily lead to a successful laning stage.
I'm a bit thrown off by the Razor 3rd pick.
Would you rather it was Invoker? Because he was hovering over it.
Invoker's a little slow though. If you're
It's a bit
worried,
slow.
if you see 3 of the same 4 last heroes or same 4 heroes,
Yeah.
and then you're expecting your Drow Ranger, you don't want an Invoker. It's way too slow. You'll get run over. But you can defend high ground with it. That is one of the benefits. I personally think the Razor's more so that they can aggro the Drow if necessary.
They've done it again.
Yeah, I think PA was fine. I did not particularly fancy the build just because I think that...
Did not like that cloak, did you?
Well, it was more the cloak and the BKB. I view PA as a very offensive hero. Like, you already have the innate blur, and you have a lot of mobility. You just need to be able to one-shot people with the coup de grace. And it was a big issue last game that they didn't kill heroes before they got their spells off.
It's always
Ban
interesting.
Brood again.
You can see that they're going to be watching this game intently. LGD in the crowd will be potentially meeting, well, rather, yeah,
Well,
potentially meeting one of these teams in the grand final.
So they banned out the Brood, even though Secret likely still have mid hero left.
They're still just afraid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too good versus Drow Ranger.
You think don't they need a Kezu hero for Secret?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, the Razor PA likely to be the mid and carry. I guess you could put the PA mid if you want to aggro trailing the Razor. There's his Tide.
Tide.
I think it's the best hero for him, putting on something that's comfortable, put something that's team fight, something that can at least match up to EG, but it's still going to be a tough game.
And Alina locked in as well for some nail.
That destroys PA.
Yeah.
But if PA gets big, you can also kill Lina.
MP picked up the PA, so it might be Razor mid. But again, I think
That's
Lina
not
does
a-
fine against both.
That's still good for Lena. Ooh.
Well, I see that you guys were not necessarily... I mean, let's recap. You liked Secret's draft in the first, and we saw EG win it. Now I feel like you're going to like EG's draft. Just put
And maybe a game 3.
Yeah, we don't like the Razor so much.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
we,
I don't
we
like the
We don't
Razor.
think it counters any of the heroes, and it's going to do poorly in lane, which is... We don't understand why they picked it.
Okay, where
I'm
did-
sure they have some reason.
Theorycraft with me. Where does Secret's win come from if it is a win? PA gets fat.
Rubik, I think
Rubik Yapsor
I
gets
think
3
he
kills
needs
in
to
5 minutes like he did
Yeah.
before.
steal some big spells, make some big plays. He is the team fight in a lot of ways. When you have a Drow, sorry, when you have a PA and a Razor as your 2 cores, you need the team fight to come from your support. So Tree and Rubik have to step up.
I think if they shut down the Drow Ranger and don't lose too hard of the lane with Razor, they can do okay.
All right. Shut down the Drow. Okay. It does seem like we're expecting this to finish in 2, though, from our analyst panel. We'll head over to our casters now, as they'll be making as much noise as they possibly can to see if we see 3.
Well, this seems familiar. Evil Geniuses have almost exactly the same draft, except one change-up. The OD is now being substituted for the Magical Burst Lina, which is great against the PA. Team Secret pulling out the Razor. Some other stuff looking very familiar. What do you think, Perch?
3 out of 5 same heroes. The difference is the Rubik and the Razor mid instead of the Ember, and then no Scarif Mage. So I think it can work. Like the panel said, the matchup mid is not so good against Lina, and their off lane is now a Tide instead of a Bristle, so it's more team fighty. It's a little bit better at lane. It's less countered. And Secret still can run over their opponents, but they're more cooldown reliant now than they were in the last game. So I don't know. We'll see how the lanes go for Secret. I'm still not sold on the PA as a pick, especially when you have to go BKB first.
Yeah.
Like Ben said, like something like Deso, in a lot of cases, is the way you have to roll. I think my criticism is still maybe towards Vlad's first, because the item doesn't really increase your survival. It doesn't increase your damage much. Makes your team fight good, though, so there's trade-offs here. I almost wish he would do Deso Rush or Vanguard instead of Vlad's, then go Deso. I'm not sure.
You definitely see the sides of both. Like if you have the Vlad's too, it opens up Roshan for you.
Yeah,
it opens up for like a lot more survivability with your Treant. But we'll see how MP does approach this game. Obviously, they're going to have a little bit more control coming out of their supports this time around. Puppey was fantastic in Game 1. Even though his effectiveness really felt like it dropped off, the overgrowth was still good controlling. It stopped the EG smoke plays a hell of a lot, and Puppey kind of just tanked it for the team.
Yeah.
Now he's working with his other boy in green. He's working with the Rubik. You got one of Yapsor's highlight heroes from yesterday, and we'll watch his rotations. And he's already prepared for it. Smoking up with Puppey, they're going to invade into the Radiant jungle.
They're wrapping on mid 100%. They both committed to body block. Never mind. Okay.
No,
they both committed to body block.
Zai's so close. Yapsor needs to pick up. He actually started to attack. Now they pick him up, throw him back in again. Puppey already started off with the lead seat, so Zai is slowed up, running through, tries to actually munch on the tree. Will give him a little extra regeneration, and Crit will help it out with a quick Shadow Word as well. So it's like Puppey and Yapsor want to create issues on this bottom lane. They'll team up with Kezu. Once again, the frontline tank.
I really think they could have gone mid, but generally when you do that, it's not the most beneficial because you'll get the first blood, but he'll just TP back in the lane, and he hasn't farmed anything yet anyway. So maybe hoping to get a support and affect their tri lane in a positive way.
Mid one having a better lane than last time. That's not that hard though. A 1-1 up against a 3-4, so mid one still in the damage, making it difficult for Samael, who did actually go for a 0-1-1 up against a Razor. Like, what's the normal build? Do you want to be spamming our Dragon Slave to push the lane and get the last hits?
Almost always, but I think he got the stun because it's going to prevent mid one from running at him. So every time it looks like mid one's thinking about going for a link, he'll just throw the stun out. And in fact, he did have damage stale there, but it was a big fat 0. That means that when he went for it, Sumail stunned and walked away. So if he can keep outplaying him in this way, and the way only Sumail can, yeah, it could just be mid one having a crap lane once Sumail gets more Dragon Slave levels and just pushes the wave with bottle.
All right, now mid one is having to fight underneath the tower. He's still short of his bottle. They're both, in fact, almost equally far away from their bottles.
Look at that. He just sees, he feels it coming.
Yep.
Oh, this is the right time for him to use Static Link, throw the stun. He steals 10 damage. That's nothing.
We still have that top lane battle, the PA going up against the Puck. Universe has been really up in his face. Like, he's orbiting whenever he possibly can. He's spending more time attacking MP than he's attacking creeps, and he's still actually getting more bottom lane. Crit's in trouble. Very, very low. The attack from Yapsor will be able to spill the first blood. Fantastic for Yapsor, as he'll be able to buy up his boots, which makes his rotations a lot easier.
Yeah, that's huge for Secret, considering how this guy plays. And it reminds me a lot of what Liquid did yesterday. Just doing an aggro try with your off lane to ensure that your opponent's safe lane doesn't do as well. And it's a lane that historically Drow is really poor in. You do not want to be aggro tried as Drow because your hero just kind of sucks pre-6. Even pre 5, you're really weak. So it really comes down to the mid matchup and maybe the off lane as well.
Mid one, be very, very careful with how you're playing this lane. Like, he saw the damage and knew he could do it against Samael because Samael had no mana. But now the bottle charge will arrive. You could see Samael trying to force the issue. And mid one, Fairy fires up, is barely able to survive. there wasn't enough mana with another bottle charge to get the full Dragon Slave up once more.
He actually didn't need to use Fairy Fire there, but it looked really dangerous considering the bottle got delivered at the same time. And YapzOr's going to walk towards mid, just do a little bit of roaming play here. There's no ward that's going to spot him doing this, except for maybe the safe lane ward that spotted him leaving. So we'll see if Sumail realizes this is coming.
This is where you get really great synergy between both mid one as well as YapzOr. You start the static link, pick him up and throw him back in again, which means mid one gets the maximum stolen damage. There's still a decent amount of damage coming out from the illusions, but it won't be enough. Mid one will take the kill on Sumail in middle lane, and YapzOr's influence felt once more. Bottom lane, KheZu getting stunned up, and now Upheaval once again from Crit. Puppey needs to slow this down. He lead seeds on Arteezy, so Arteezy can't keep pumping out the damage into KheZu.
That gank mid was so perfectly executed. If he got just a little farther away, static link breaks, and they're not actually able to kill the Lina, it could have been Razor dying. But because they initiated at the perfect time between YapzOr as well as mid one, it secured them the kill. Very, very needed considering the last hit difference between them.
Again, we have the situation too where the supports start taking the experience in mid and play catch up. It seems every single time Team Secret with their supports, they play very level-dependent supports as well.
Yeah, moments like these on either Tree or Rubik are really beneficial, especially when he's on a hero that YapzOr can really do well with. But with that said, they wouldn't even have an open lane if Sumail wasn't constantly wrecking in the mid lane. So there's positives and there's negatives here.
Well, they're trying to go again on KheZu on the bottom. Couple of cold arrow hits from Arteezy. He loves this lane. Draw versus a Tidehunter is actually the dream. When you've got 2 points up in the cold arrows early on, he's only got 1 at the moment. When you got 2 and KheZu is still only on basic boots, he doesn't have the movement speed to get back to the tower. And combining that up with Upheaval effect and potentially a setup Burrow Strike from Zai, yeah, absolute nightmare for a Tidehunter.
He doesn't take that much damage though, but it is a big deal, absolutely. And this is why he's gone more Kraken Shell than Anchor Smash. Normally he'll go Anchor if you can use it, but he's just got to go for the raw damage block now, which will pay off because it'll offset some of what the Draw Aura does. Actually, more than that right now.
Something needs to be done about this top lane. Universe, he's already got treads, he's got a magic wand, he's getting all the charge because MP is just throwing out stifling daggers, and he's always managing to find himself in range to get the charge.
He's got the most last hits in the game by far. 34 with 17 denies. He's almost level 6 here, and MP just kind of ticked over against 5. So this basically means as soon as Universe hits 6 here, finishes up this creep wave, he's going somewhere else, possibly to the safe lane. He's going to try to get a triple kill.
Zai's preparing for mid already. So Universe can go towards the mid lane shot, but with Laguna Blade from Sumail, mid one's already sitting at, well, he's like 4/5 of his health. He does have the raindrops to give him a little bit of extra protection. Zai's, thanks to that Observer Ward he's planted down, making the most out of this vision advantage because it's nighttime. Mid one doesn't see up far enough. It really is restricted vision in the mid lane for him.
Yeah. And because I placed that ward there, they don't have the same problem at all. So he knows exactly when Razor comes forward, if he needs to actually go for the gank. And I think he's just reading the situation because maybe they haven't seen the Sand King in a while, they just don't fear the threat. And another ward going down behind the top tower. So both wards just committed to helping to win the lanes better. And that's a good choice when EG does have the slightly better lane matchups.
But you look at the bottom lane, like you want a bigger indication. You got Arteezy and Crit hiding behind the tier 1 tower while KheZu was creep skipping. YapzOr keeps himself hidden off the map. Sumail will pump in towards the mid tower, and he wants to spam out, having an Arcane Rune, just using his 1 point in Fiery Soul for the extra attack.
That's the way to go. Push out the lane, prevent Razor from being able to chase you down with Static Link. It stops ganks as well. It's just a really safe place to be for Sumail.
KheZu's trying to cut his way through. He's trying to stop Arteezy from just having the easy defense, but here's your first rotation. It's Universe, the bottom lane, Dream Call on the KheZu. Remember, he's low. He wants to reach the side shop and pick up his Arcane Boots. He's got the money for it. Doesn't want to have to lose this. He's going to get in range in time, so he'll have his Arcane Boots. Try and break free with a Kraken. It won't happen.
That wasn't that bad. I'm really glad you pointed out the Arcanes because that kind of was just salvation for him. He gives gold and experience to his opponents, but not losing any gold himself, honestly not terrible. He's behind levels compared to Puck, but for that being the first Dream Co rotation, they only got a level 4 offlane hero. I don't think he's too upset.
Mid lane, Puppey starts the lead seed onto Sumail, who will back up. This Observer Ward that was planted down is just seeing so much in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's very, not often dewarded as well. Most players place it close around the mid lane, but it spots so much for how Secret might want to pressure Lina, because they know that in a 1v1, Lina is going to dominate the Razor if he doesn't let him get close. So if they just stop the supports from getting into position to upset that advantage, then Sumail just keeps having a Sumail level game. And right now he's top of the charts last hits.
This game from MP feels very, very similar to the last. Difference is he's not having to buy an early cloak and sell it. But this top lane, like he's sitting at 2,500 net worth, still 500 behind the leaders.
Yeah,
Just expected a little bit more to come out from the Phantom Assassin, but he hasn't had a lot of help. That help is now arriving in the form of Puppey.
Yeah, again, the hero's not very good at the laning stage. There's some matchups where you're strong against like low armor int heroes mid lane, but Puck can just phase shift dodge every single dagger, which offsets any harass he can do other than jumping in and right clicking. Just he's trying to get crits now to lower his HP, so maybe him and Puppey can kill him, but the chances are just so low. And he also has to worry about being out harassed by the ranged hero, so it's like he has to buy regen and HP and damage, and Puck can just focus on normal Puck items, doesn't mess up his item build at all, and he just has the lane advantage. Just really tough for PA to do this 1v1.
Surprising mid one starting this rotation. Kezu isn't level 6, so maybe EG feel confident enough to push in and go for the kill, but here comes mid one, Plasterfield out, Arteezy retreating back to the tier 1 tower, so mid one reveals his position. Soaking up the experience as well. Kezu, yeah, you see mid one moving away. He's making sure Kezu can have the Ravage. That does exist, but EG, they go the opposite direction. They head towards the top lane. Zion Universe together. Dream Call, no Epicenter, but it's a level 3 Burrow Strike, so they've got the initiation range up there if they want it.
And it might seem like a weird time for mid one to shift over, but because he got the 6 there, EG knows that they couldn't take a fight there, because if they do, there's a high chance it's a Ravage into a kill on somebody important. So they lose the tower, they're going to lose some advantage there. Definitely a negative against Treat, so pretty good for Secret, but they still are losing their lanes generally.
Mid lane, Zai, oh, nice grab. He's actually pulling Zai closer towards the tier 1 tower. Yamsaw, the attack was coming from behind, a quick little invis, and there's no money from Yamsaw. He always gets greedy. Dream Coil into mid one, Light Striker Raid's going to connect, and then just Laguna Blade delete him. Zai critted up by MP, has to Burrow Strike up into the Radiant side of the river, so he will survive.
Not the best place to get gone on his Razor, the middle of the rivers. There's just no good escapes, and yeah, Puck with a great rotation to guarantee that kill. So the people he's going to probably continue targeting, if possible, are basically everybody but Tide. Tide is a hard kill, but the other guys are easily, you can deal with them, especially with a little bit of nuke follow-up. So Secret's kind of on the same path this game. If they get BKBs, they're definitely going to be strong for a period of time. But the problem is that on the other hand, they're kind of in a similar place. They've got to worry about their opponent's BKBs.
Arteezy just walking it onto Kezu. Even able to take the kill on the big Satyr, which Kezu committed Gushed to get rid of. Puppey's trying to defend the top lane. He leashed a little bit of experience. Support is on the way, is in the form of mid one. Still trying to build towards his drums. This is the Team Secret special. This is why they didn't have that detection in the middle lane before. Yapsaw tries to rush the urn as opposed to going for the detection. Puts a lot more pressure on Puppey to give vision, but now Sumail moves to the top lane as well. Puppey able to see Zai on the other side of the tree line, so Yapsaw goes into the classic little juke spot so close that he can grab Zai, pulling him back into the trees. Puppey didn't actually cut the root off. He's also lost a large portion of his trees. Zai's retreating, Burrow Strike's available, so even if MP wants a Phantom Strike forward, he won't get enough. He's just hoping for the crits. Siphoning, daggering forward. But they're not achieving anything from either side on this top lane.
I mean, the Secret lineup, again, it's similar to the one last game, and it's reminding me a lot of how their engagements went. Their ability to initiate and secure a kill is kind of iffy. They didn't have detection there, so that means they were relying on Puppey's hit, but even if that hit, that's still only like a 0.4 second root. So he would still go invis afterwards. Like, their ability to secure these kills are difficult. Like, this is a very standard Puppey thing. Grab a lineup that is sometimes difficult to execute, and that is certainly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, they need to make things a lot easier for themselves. As you said, those BKBs will do it, but right now the money advantage still belongs to EG. It's about 2,000 net worth for 12 minutes in. It's not massive, but it's the fact that most of that money is put into the 3 big cores of Evil Geniuses. Sumail feels the slow pace of the game, is already looking towards going directly for a Bloodstone. No extra control items. You've got Universe with his Blink Dagger now completed, and he's looking for a Eul Scepter after that. We saw that in game 1. Great in controlling.
That's the right items to deal with the bombs for sure.
Yeah.
And because
Bottom
Razor...
lane, Kezu's in trouble. He'll have to commit Ravage if he wants to survive this. In fact, he won't survive this at all. The damage output's just way too high with Arteezy and Sumail.
I mean, Sumail's already got plus 43 damage with his right clicks, and he's got a passive ult. They're going to play
mid-one
with
TP'd
her,
over.
I guess.
Yapzor wants to crank at this. Light Strike Array, he'll dodge it. Now the static link. Lena's going to fall. Mid-one will take his life. Can look towards Arteezy with the gust as well as the slow. They need to have another control. You don't have the telekinesis up, and Arteezy realized without this tier 1 tower, support can't reach him fast enough.
That was really well done to kill the Lina there. She is still very vulnerable to physical damage, and she didn't buy any HP items yet, no point booster, so definitely easily killable at that point.
But Arteezy moves quickly. TP's off the bottom lane, goes towards the mid, tries to add pressure, and forces a rotation out from Kezu.
I do really wish that Secret would turn this Ravage into something, though. They've been putting Kezu in the safe lane, or the off lane, and he's getting farmed, but it's not really the same as Bristleback. He's definitely easier to kill. And instead, I kind of just wish they would maybe rotate, try to take a fight with it, like maybe have Kezu on the top lane when they go on that Sand King instead of the opposite. Because we haven't seen a lot of output from him.
Pyro Strike, it's nice. Yapzor picking up Zai once more, going to return. Pyro Strike, cancelling off the Sandstorm. Where is that Ravage? The Ravage will pop. Arteezy hit on it. Zai not done, but MP able to get the crit. Rock will drop. Laguna Blade, they're trying to kill off Yapzor. Unsuccessful. Yapzor will turn around. Pyro Strike and Sumail just trying to cancel off a large portion of this damage. But Zai's back to the world of living. He buys back for it. Moving in deeper. They need to set up on MP, and they're able to get it. Razor, mid-one can't survive. One more attack from Universe will do it. Mid-one on the run. He could potentially deny himself the edges. It won't happen. Universe will reach him in time. A double kill for Universe. You did commit the buyback on the Sand King, but you still got a 2-for-4 trade.
Yeah, Kezu misread the Ravage timing. I think he needed to press it. He for sure could have pressed it earlier, which would have made the whole fight a little simpler, but I think he needed to run for it as soon as that fight started and spam that button. Take damage, let your Kraken Shell proc off the silence, and throw the Ravage out. And that could have set up the fight a little better. It looked good initially for Secret, but ultimately EG had more damage and plowed through him.
It's kind of surprising too, like when you commit Laguna Blade to kill off the Rubik, and that doesn't succeed at that point. Like, at least my mind swung and said, hey, Team Secret have actually got a real good chance in this one, but hitting only one person with a Ravage, having to end with some lucky crits, Phantom Assassin being forced into the fights before she has any major items up and running. You've actually got MP.
It's going to Hood this game.
That is, yeah, he's actually going for the full one as well. So Hood, maybe you do get your Desolator Rush. It just comes on the back of having a Hood too.
Yeah, and maybe that was his thought last game. He's like, well, I needed magic resistance, but I need BKB, so I'll cloak BKB, but then when BKB runs out, you're worthless. So this way, it's less expensive by far than a BKB. It only costs 1,700. He can use the barrier block, and then he can just hopefully buy a damage item afterwards, because that is consistently the problem with PA. Or maybe he's just using this to dodge Vlads, skip Vlads, stick with the Hood, and then go BKB. I don't know, but hopefully not. That would be a little bit redundant.
EG's about to have pressure towards the tier 2 tower in the top lane. They smoked up looking for an opening up here, but did not find one. Team Secret were all on the southern side of the map, but now Team Secret slowly make their way up. Mid-one and Yapzor will reveal themselves in the mid, and, well, they're too late now. This tier 2 tower is gone. There's an observed ward behind the tower. Team Secret will not be taking this engagement.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's just how far does EG pressure this? You're 16 minutes in. Obviously, you can just rotate from lane to lane. Chaotic Offering is down for 28 seconds. They're not even looking for the fights.
Yeah,
taking towers without having Chaotic Offering up is intimidation.
But Secret knows that they didn't have Ravage #1, and they're really far behind in terms of net worth, so they 100% can't fight without Ravage. It's their best disable, it's their best team fight ability. That's what they need to make sure that they can take a good one, and they just don't want to fight around a tier 2 tower like that. That tower is even hard to defend if your opponents have good vision, and they can wrap around from the side, plus there's no Blink Dagger yet on Sand King, so maybe it was possible, but if Puck jumps in, puts a good Dream Coil on 3 heroes, it's probably a lost fight for Secret without Ravage, so they'll wait till their next crucial items finish. Maybe they'll get their pipe on Tide in time, and that would be a great timing for them to try to take a fight against CG.
Yeah, and that timing can coincide with potentially the Solar Crest, which has been built up on mid-one. You just got yourself double medallions as well. Puppey is looking to be building into one of them, and the other one is going to be on the Warlock. The current medallion on Team Secret is on the Razor.
Razor's still very vulnerable to magic damage, though. He may want to go BKB or pipe himself just to get his magic resistance up, but even if he does that, he still has to worry about the right clicks.
Yeah.
And there's a lot coming this game. It's Puck, it's Drow, and especially it's Lina. And once Sumail picks up this plus 50 damage perk, this guy's going to be hitting almost harder than Drow Ranger is with his right clicks. In fact, he will hit harder. He's already doing the same damage and it's just going to get better when he casts spells.
Plus 47 for every range hero, and the only one which doesn't get it is Zai. Even the Warlock. The Warlock is hitting a 69 plus 47. It's nice for crit.
He's most likely going to be waving his arms around, sewing people, standing in place. But everybody else on EG is getting a lot of profit from it this game, even more than EG did last game.
Team Secret looking for a gank.
They're trying to
The only target they've really got is going to be crit. If Yapsor can close the distance to get the telekinesis, they do have a chance for it, and see if they can bait EG into a fight. But Yapsor, he does get the crit. Pick him up, throw him back here. Mid one, static link is straight away. The rock will drop the space. It has to be created. Stolen up perfectly from Yapsor. The return chaotic offering, combining up with the Ravage. Now a Evil Genius is in trouble. Mid one, the double kill. RTZ trying to bring down the Razor, able to do so with the help of the gold. Burrow strike from Zai, creating space into the epicenter. MP needs life, needs to survive. And he jumped forward, he's able to do so, but Arteezy will kill him off. A point-blank range arrow to the knee. They'll start retreating. Kezu running up the river. Samel's got the light strike array, but Kezu picks up a haste rune, the perfect rune for escaping. He will be away.
What an even fight there. Man, almost equal gold change, almost equal damage done. Experience change is the same. That was basically just everybody using their cooldowns, but insane for Yapsor to steal Inferno Golem there. That was exactly what he needed to happen to make that fight go a little better. Just offsetting the teamfight disruption it provided. The Ravage looked great, but they just couldn't quite kill off the Lina and other heroes. But it was very, very equal. So now we may see a bit of stagnation, a little bit more split pushing with movement. No, EG just wants to take Roche. They've got so much damage.
Well, there's no Ravage up, there's no Overgrowth up, and there's no way Chaotic Offering is going to be off cooldown for Yapsor. Of course, they don't have it themselves, they don't have Epicenter, but Dream Call may just be enough. And the amount of damage they've got, Mid one's looking, but he doesn't really want to go into this one just yet. Neither does the Phantom Assassin.
He
doesn't have a big items, but yep, the Scout, Burrow Strike, Zai goes in, the Dream Call is perfect universe with a 3-man stance, catching Rubik on the back lines as well. Tidehunter trying to beat that front line tank, but they don't care. They move the back line. Zai will 4K to the attacks up the hill from Samel. He's just pumping into Team Secret from a bad position, but it still may be enough. Living Armor and Upheaval, they can't do enough. Razor is falling and will go down. The Ancients deny him in the middle of the fight. It may not matter. A kill is a kill. Universal grab another one too. Back to the tier 2 tower. And MP, the only one to survive. EG claim both Roshan, Aegis into Samael, and 4 heroes from Team Secret.
That could not have been worse for Secret there. It looked like they could poke, but instantly EG was ready for it. They punished it with the Burrow Strike, and they followed up with the level 4 Upheaval, which made it so hard for Secret to get out. And the worst part out of everything that just rubbed it in their faces was Rubik also died at the end, and he still had Infernal Golem. He was holding the cooldown, he wanted to save it, but now that he's dead, he loses it. So almost everything Secret had going for them was lost, but at least they've got Ravage up again. But boy, do they need to get value out of it.
Yeah, they really, really do. And in the last fight, like the big one they won in mid lane, it was basically the double Ravage because of Yapsor. The question is, can they get another good engagement like this? You've now got EG racking up the money, 15 Bloodstone charges on the level 15 Lina, almost Blink Dagger completed as well, so maneuverability is going to go through the roof, and Arteezy is rapidly approaching the Silver Edge. PA's life is going to become very, very difficult, not to mention the fact that Zai is basically doing more Ravages in the fights than we're seeing from Kezu. His Burrow Strikes are connecting on 3+ heroes in every single engagement.
Yeah, I mean, Yapsor did steal it 2 fights ago, but since then it's been so much harder. When EG gets to initiate, triple silence people, and your Dream Coil, it's a really bad position to be in for Rubik. So Secret's kind of grouping up here. They're thinking about defending it, and they will.
Yeah, they have to hold on to as many towers as possible and give more space for MP to finally finish this Desolator. 21 minutes in, and he's still trying to finish up the last Mithril Hammer.
I do like that he's going for it over the BKB, though. I mean, he's definitely farther behind by a lot compared to last game, but this is the only way that they start winning fights. They need somebody that can gap close, put damage on the right heroes during the Ravage, and hopefully get kills. If they don't get kills during the Ravage, it's going to be EG snowballing, so see if they can punish in that moment.
This Radiant Sentry could cause a lot of problems for Puppey. He's trying to sit behind the tower, Living Armor, anything you can do to just delay this fight. But if they don't get a Sentry Ward in front of their own tower, they're not going to be able to get rid of that vision, and Puppey won't be able to get a good Overgrowth off, and potentially gets initiated on by Samael. But they hold the line for the moment. PA is still farming jungle underneath the observer ward of EG. So EG are fully aware that MP is not at this fight.
They do know, but I don't think they really care. If he's farming jungle, he's actually not getting resources that rapidly. It might even be better for him to go push the lane, but that's also a dangerous thing for him because all it would take is 2 TPs, either maybe like a Lina and a Sand King or a Lina and a Puck, and he could easily get killed in the lane. So he's forced to do this slower farming speed stuff, and it's really affecting his net worth. He's got 6.6k.
Yeah.
Like, the Puck has 2,000 more gold than he does. It's just such a bad position to be in for Secret.
These mid ones reaching a point where he will be difficult for EG to deal with, but then again, they're kiting him so hard. We saw exactly the same combination in the first series, and it's not even just the Dream Coil control, it's the upheaval and the cold arrows from the Drow Ranger. You just can't run inside of that. And when you have a melee hero, a Razor who needs to keep the movement speed to get in close, these don't exist. It's too much. Puppey gonna break the smoke. Zai reveals him, so Puppey, well, he'll take it for the team once more.
Yeah, very easy kill there. Only dead for 27 seconds, one of the benefits to him being low level, but that means it's easier for them to take the tower. So instantly Secret needs to show up and defend this, at least until the tree's up, and then try to take a fight if possible. But still no second Mythril Hammer. 200 more gold for PA, but he finds a DD at least.
Yeah, but EG aren't going to fight it. Samael TP's back towards the mid lane, and that double damage rune, all it's going to end up doing is helping MP farm faster. That's it.
He will not complain about that right now, though. This is not a bad thing to have.
Anything which allows him to survive. So the pipe is on KZU, he's looking for a 4-star. Mid one is approaching his BKB. Still just under 2,000 gold away from reaching that one. Yapzor is hoping he can reach a Blink Dagger, but there's that silver edge from Arteezy. Took a little bit longer than I was expecting him to reach it, but he has got it nonetheless.
Now, once this Deso does get picked up, let's look for some vulnerable heroes on EG. Arteezy has a stupid amount of armor, so maybe Warlock, Lina especially, is their goal, and Puck too if they're stunned. So there's a couple of heroes that if they get ravaged, Secret can kill them. It's definitely possible, especially if we see an overgrowth fall up. So it all still comes down to the team fight, despite the gold advantage that EG has. But the downside for Secret is that EG is super good at positioning. They know how to play their leads, oftentimes without failing. So Secret's got to make something amazing happen here, where they force mistakes out of EG.
This haste rune from Zai, sort of like forcing mistakes out of EG. Right now, they're still trying to repair the momentum in the lanes. Zai with the haste rune, smokes up, pushes out the mid lane, runs up towards the top lane, pushes that out as well. And meanwhile, getting so much money that he almost has his own 4-star. Blink, Force, and Tranquils on a level 14 SK.
It's really good advantage. So he's pushing the lanes, which prevents his opponents from going multiple places, from finding kills, because now all the creep waves are always in front of their base. It also keeps the creep waves where the EG wards are, which means they always know where Secret are. And then they can just avoid them in a 5v5 fight, because they know they have more items right now. That means they're going to farm faster. That means they can just delay this game until they have Aegis, or a really good opportunity to punish Secret. So EG is just in such a commanding position right now. They're controlling the map perfectly, and they're just split pushing better. And Secret's forced to 5-man, because they can't get picked off more.
And it looks like they're going to try and push EG to TP back. If they can get some good vision in the back lines, right now the Observe Wards, you got Puppey coming in close with both Obs and Sentry, but he's not committing it to the tier 2 tower. In fact, they added the momentum, but they've already fallen back. KZU wants to defend. He wants his Blink Dagger before the fight. There's still these critical items that Team Secret need in order to catch EG unaware.
I love the Blink idea versus Force. They need something that's going to give them better initiation than defensive. Force better defensively, Blink much better offensively. They need amazing offense
does Puppey get the courier?
To get the Ravage combo.
No, he doesn't. I think he's looking for heroes more than courier.
He did spot it briefly, but yeah, kind of difficult for him to get the kills. He might wait for it to fly out again. Most likely, again, just trying to find EG heroes, because there aren't that many wards on the map. The one that is existing by the Ancients is almost dead, so Secret's about to go dark, and this is part of the reason that they're getting screwed over on farm, is that they have to TP back to base all the time whenever EG gets close to the base. And if they have to do that every time, that's time that they could be pushing lanes, farming camps, things like that.
Well, MP's using the time as best as he possibly can. They keep buying out when they do this, however. Like mid one, he's bought most of his BKB. It's like they're just going to assume that they can defend if they lose one hero, but make sure you don't lose any money if you do die.
I really don't. I think this is fine. Like, I don't think that if he dies and buys back, it's not going to win them the game. They need as much value as possible, and maybe even just to ensure that he doesn't lose gold if he does get killed.
Secret are coming. They smoked up. They were well away from any vision of evil geniuses, but no one is farming up the top lane. Zai is farming up the mid, but the closest one to them is Universe. So Yapzor, No Blink Dagger on him, but Universe on the other side of the tree line. If they can see him, they won't. In fact, it's Universe who got a glimpse of YapzOr. They understand the Team Secret are on top of their own shrine.
It's very difficult for them to initiate here without a blink of their own, because Puck could easily interrupt that right before it goes through.
It's like they're trying to catch someone unawares, just farming in the jungle. It's like, oh, hi, here's a freebie now. Let's just back that up, create more space.
I mean, on the bright side, Puppy did get some deep wards down in the enemy area of the map, especially I love the one near the tier 1. It'll spot EG Heroes TPing top to either gank that lane or to set up for a gank. So gank the lane or push it, excuse me. So Secret maybe can make better decisions about when to farm efficiently.
Oh, that's easy.
Just letting them know.
With the Silver Edge and double damage rune, yeah, it's just a reminder to Tidehunter that Arteezy is a hero in this game. But the Tide's 100 gold away from his Blink Dagger. That's why they're sending him down to these camps now.
Yeah, he just needs 100 more gold, but Arteezy doesn't want to let him farm. He knows he's thinking about it, trying to finish that item up.
And YapzOr's actually going to take the farm on the top lane. Ah, yeah, here comes Tidehunter. He can help him out with the Fade Bolt, and then they just anchor smash it down. And Kezu now has Blink Dagger. YapzOr almost has his as well. Like, he's at 1936, and now it's YapzOr's priority.
Yeah, and I think he can do this decently. Now that those wards are there, it's easier to see if enemies are going to TP to the top lane to set up for a gank. He's pretty safe doing this too, so good position to be in for him.
I'm still not certain that, like, I know EG are getting overall more net worth, but it feels like they're giving space for Team Secret to get the items that they can then contest some of the fights. Now, there's a lot of great items coming in for EG. I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. Like, they are looking absolutely fantastic for almost everything they've picked up. But it does feel like some breathing room for Team Secret.
Yeah, I understand why you feel that way, but I think EG does not want to gamble here. Taking this one means for sure Secret's knocked out, and they move on to the Grand Finals, if I'm not mistaken. So they just want to wait until they take Roche. It's by far the safer way. They've been kind of poking around, looking for opportunities, getting wards down in good places, but they don't want to mess around at all. They're only going high ground with an Aegis at this point because their opponent's team fight is too good. You don't want to mess around.
Well, Roshan is up and available for both sides. There's your secondary Blink Dagger. Rubik buying it. Has smoke in his backpack, so YapzOr, if they do want to try and initiate with the double Blink Daggers, they're capable of doing so. Issue is MP is currently farming underneath an Observer Ward, so EG have a lot of information. They commit 2 sentries around Roshan, looking for Team Secret's aggressive vision. But as you said, Puppy had a deep run before, and he's got a lot of vision, which is on the very far side away from Roshan. So while you may not get the real-time vision, you're definitely going to get the information of how many players from EG are around Roshan.
So mid one will push out mid. He's trying to do this invisibly.
Can they smoke in?
I mean,
there's living armor on MP under the cover of smoke. They don't have an opportunity yet.
They have
Observer Ward is down, so now they see nicely.
And they'll probably assume that the heroes...
Oh, the jump in. Zai, Burrow Strike. It only goes on top of mid one. Quickly jumps away, but MP gets the crit, dropping Zai down to half his life. Kezu, the Ravage will be committed. It catches onto crit. They need to bring down crit as well before that Warlock Rock will drop, but they can't move out. MP with the double kill, but Arteezy pumping out the damage. They need a little bit more, and they've got it. MP will fall, and Team Secret, Puppy has no trees to hide on, living armor or not. He can't go invis in time. 3 heroes, however, from EG. That is not as many as they really wanted to lose.
Yeah, they didn't kill all the perfect heroes. They killed all the supports, but the big damage dealers, the ones that can easily take Roche, are still alive. So it's like a repeat of the fight earlier.
You've got YapzOr to scout out with Illusionary Orb. Mid one has his BKB. He will commit it. They want the kill on Arteezy. Mid one's going to steal all the damage with the help of YapzOr. They held him in position. Mid one, the damage from Samael is so high. YapzOr with the Illusionary Orb, however, will end up getting a kill. He'll get stunned up by the Light Strike Array. He needs more time. He can't get out of the pit. Can he play the Fog of War around the trees? Samael! He can't finish the job. YapzOr, living armor. He doesn't jump to the orb. He jukes Samael as well. He went left. The orb went right. And Samael had a choice.
Roshan, so biased, dude. That bash on Sumail kept YapzOr alive. That might buy them time to defend this now. They're back up, only missing Razor, but Arteezy's still dead from 46. And a pretty good fight for Secret.
The Burrow Strike, they've gone in again on the Tree Protector. No overgrowth available. The dust will reveal, but MP jumps forward. The Rock, it's still there. Kezu reduces the damage with the Anchor Smash, but Samael on the back lines. He needs to get up the ramp, but then YapzOr again! He gets the back lines! He caught him in the back! MP, he'll get up the hill. A quick jump up. The trigger the Shrine, looking for the regeneration. Mid one, stealing the damage away from Zai. Zai not getting attacked fast enough, but Yapzor, he looks for the kill. He body blocks up Crit. He's got Fate Bolt and Dragon Slave. The damage is enough to allow mid one to capitalize on the situation.
Puck's going to try to punish him, though, but he's got so much magic resistance.
Oh, is he going to jump? The silence is actually holding Yapzor. The Golem's trying to help out. MP and Kenzo in the meantime, they're inside of Roshan, going for Roshan. Zai will jump in. Sandstorm, where's your reveal? I'm not seeing a Sentry Ward anywhere near close enough to it, but he will still fall out of the pit outside the Sandstorm. The Golem will time out in 12 seconds time for the bigger one, catching MP on the backlines. He needs this heal. He needs to stay alive, but he cannot do it. The stuns are too good from EG in mid one. That attack from Semail, it'll be enough. Reaching up the hill, no mischance. He also blinked up to ensure the kill nonetheless. So two big cores, the big ones from Team Secret are down, and finally EG will claim Roshan.
At least Secret made him work for it, though. If that was just easy, if Yapzor didn't make those insane plays and get the picks that he did, then it would have been just Roche into big gold advantage. But because that fight went decent for Secret, they have gotten some swing back towards their advantage. In fact, Yapzor is really farmed now. He killed Lina by himself. He got 1,000 gold for that, a 7-kill streak or something insane. They're within striking distance here, and EG's got to be a little worried at this point, but I think they're still confident.
But they can't push straight away. Because the fight took so long, Ravage is already back up again. So Arteezy can show himself on the bottom lane, forcing the tier 2 tower. But you have both Overgrowth, Yapzor's got the Blink Dagger, he's got the double nukes. Having both Dragon Slave and level 2 Fade Bolt means they can pop him quickly. The reveal's already on Arteezy, combining it with the Gush. Puppey doesn't want to commit his Overgrowth just yet, but on the back lines, it is actually PA getting caught out. MP can't get close enough. Now Arteezy can just BKB and move forward to the tier 2 tower. Puppey, Life Strike to Ray, takes away the trees, but he's still got enough to remain infant. Throws out the Overgrowth, keeping Lina away from the rest of his team. Starts his TP. The Gust does not cancel that. And Yapzor, he needs to get back into safety. The Dream Call is committed. Semail will bring him down. The Rubik will have buyback. They don't have the Creep Wave with them, and Ravage is still held by Team Secret, but EG really showing their strength. Yeah,
Secret making a bit of a crucial error there. As they went in on Arteezy, they had PA TP into the Shrine instead, and as a result, he got caught. Here's the fight from before, with Rubik making the pretty insane plays, checking for items, seeing what he can work with here.
This is his point of view as well. The control, the vision game, just how much they had.
And in fact, Arteezy might have needed to pop BKB there. Yapzor was able to get the kill after mid one goes down, and very, very punished here. It just looked like the easiest kill ever.
I want to see this, Duke. So he actually sees Semail get stunned. Illusionary Orbs up one way, blinks the other, and it's just one guess or the other. And Semail, you guessed wrong.
But that last fight went rough because MP TP'd into the Shrine. He got killed because he doesn't have BKB still. And that was all what they were dealing with Arteezy. So for them to even guarantee the Arteezy kill, they would have had to force Ravage and hope that Arteezy doesn't BKB in that small moment. So it was just a bit of a rough fight for Secret. And when you're behind, you cannot miss small windows like that and lose heroes for nothing. Or it's just going to get worse and worse, and the game will be closed.
Yep. For now, EG, it's the safety. They want pickoffs. They want real clean initiations if possible. I'm still waiting to see if Yapzor finishes the Aghanim Scepter. This is his build. The only thing which he doesn't actually have in this is the Urn. He has the Blink and the Drums, but sitting 1,100 gold away from having Aghanims, some real fantastic abilities to steal, and it's more the cooldown time for Yapzor.
Yeah, that could be really huge. If he can steal Burrow Strike, or, I mean, there's a couple skills he could steal that would be amplified by his Aghanim Scepter as well. Lina ulti, Puck ulti, Sand King Burrow Strike. Even the Warlock Golem steal would be fantastic. It could change a lot. And at this point, mid one's actually getting semi-viable. He's felt like he's got a decent KDA considering the circumstances, but he's felt difficult to profit from in team fights. But now that he's almost got Blade Mail and he just picks up the 400 health perk, his HP's in a point now where he's got good armor, he's got good survivability against magic nukes, and he can reflect a lot of damage if he does get focused by EG.
So it's possible that EG actually end up killing themselves. Semail will have to be a little bit more careful about that when he's going all out for the Daedalus. It doesn't even look like it's a Bloodthorn. He's actually going. He's actually going for the Daedalus.
It's the way to go. Bloodthorn, obviously, the utility is good, but you don't need it against heroes that have BKBs. He just wants as much damage as possible to profit from the Drought Aura, and his build is perfect for that. He still has survivability problems, though, so that means if for Secret to win a fight, if they want it to be more straightforward, kill Lina before BKB is popped. Downside is he's still got Aegis.
Yeah. Unless they can wait that one out. You got another... Well, it's only another 50 seconds, and then the Aegis Immortal will time out. So this is that issue we're talking about where EG, you do win the fight, you do get Roshan, but the Aegis Immortal isn't going to give you enough. But you have the cheese on the Draw Ranger, so you still have something from your victory in the pit.
PA does have her BKB finished finally as well. Very important here. And there's the smoke from EG. Kind of an interesting timing, I think. They're trying to exploit the moment that Secret plans to leave the base or take a fight as soon as the Aegis is almost off cooldown, or almost dead, that is.
Team Secret are 5 men hugging inside the base. They actually accidentally triggered their middle shrine, so they'll only have 2 shrines for the push.
They're trying to poke here.
That's bait. That's bait. Are you going to take it? Do you realize the shields are still up? Universe ready to jump in. A 3-man coil. He's not going to Orb and Silence. Instead, Team Secret just hold their ground for the moment. They BKB, in fact, on MP. He burnt it, expecting initiation from Evil Geniuses, which never came. That was his 10-second BKB.
Yeah, he was too worried about that. I mean, if he got chain stun there, absolutely could have been killed with a follow-up from like Laguna Blade. So I don't blame him there. I think he had to do that. It's hard to know in the moment if they're going to go in or not.
It seemed like a suicide time as well. They smoke up. This just happens 5 seconds after the Aegis Immortal has been reclaimed. So Arteezy is now, now Arteezy, you got yourself a proper kill chance here. If they can catch up to him. Arteezy's still on the run. They need detection. There's a sentry ward on Puppey. They saw him quickly head down south, but sentry ward goes, and we are in nighttime.
Nighttime was active. They didn't quite spot him. Very, very close to him, but didn't get it. So BKB lost. They traded for a Puck ultimate. It's off cooldown already, though. So it was a good grab by Universe, but EG didn't feel fully comfortable, and I think that was the right move. They're ahead, but you don't take slightly dangerous fights when you're ahead like this.
Yep. And as long as Yapsel doesn't die, that 60 gold per minute is eventually going to give him his Aghanim Scepter.
I mean, yeah.
Eventually. Yeah. If he could also not get caught out by Evil Geniuses, he's in a real bad spot. Blink Dagger's available, but Arteezy's going to see him. And, Yapsel staying in the trees. Is he actually going to hide this one out? Maybe he didn't see him because, again, the nighttime vision is so restrictive.
I think they saw him head up there. They've got amazing ward vision on EG's side. And in fact, the supports really need to put a sentry down to break the observer. Oh, I'm sorry, they have a gem.
Gem on Kazu.
Well, now that that's gone, it's pretty much impossible for EG to high ground. Not that they would even bother. They're just going to play safe like this, pressure out the lanes, make sure they have amazing wards in places that Secret is likely to be, and then wait until Roche is up, take that, and then go high ground. But, you know, if a good team fight or a free kill presents themselves, they'll take that as well.
Where are you going, Puppey? Where are you going? The last strike of rain, they will see him, and Puppey will fall down.
Easy pick up there for Lina and his damage output. He hits disgustingly hard right now.
It's like Puppey was trying again to do that, like the same play we saw him do with the Observer wards on the top lane in Game 1. Just get as much deep vision as possible so they can play better outside their own base to stop this chokehold that EG have, because EG are just taking all the resources on the map. They're over 31,000 in experience, they're over 25,000 in the gold advantage. Everything is just rolling in the way of EG, while Team Secret are being starved in their base. But they're like the Blackfish. They can survive if they wait out long enough, but eventually they'll lose if they don't get an opening. Draw Ranger?
Just playing around. Definitely something you want to do sometimes. Try to get them to pop BKBs.
MP's not even showing it. He's showing himself on bottom lane, keeping that bottom lane out.
This is actually kind of bad. He doesn't have a TP, so that means getting to the top lane would take at least like 6 to 8 seconds.
But EG aren't finding the opening. Without that Observer Ward vision, it's a lot more difficult for them to make the play.
Absolutely. Mid one queuing up a Blink Dagger. Be kind of interesting. He can jump in and actually static link the best target, which is honestly at this point probably Lina. She's going to do way more damage than the Draw Ranger will be doing.
It's crunch time for Yapsel. He has the money for the full Aghanim Scepter now. I'm wondering if the courier...
Oh, he bought it. Well...
Oh, he'd actually...
He still has surplus for a buyback if needed.
He buys the 3-1. He'd be like, okay, boys. We need to group up a 5-man protection for Yapsel to go get his Aghanim Scepter.
I'm not sure if he's going to buy it. He still has buyback if he dies here. But I feel he'll finish it. I think he's a good enough player. He's got tons of HP. He's got the right skills. Ags could definitely change the game.
The last time a hero went out there, it was Puppey, and he died.
Yeah, but he got spotted by the ward. He's going to hang out in the area for a while, and EG got the fish for him.
They're coming down. It's like, boys, escort me. Secret Service, protect the Rubik at all costs.
Yeah. I assume he will buy this here.
Yeah, he is. He goes directly to the secret shop. full butterfly is now done over on Arteezy.
That's a great pickup. It's going to make it really hard for Phantom Assassin to kill him. And Razor can do it decently, has better value against him, but definitely won't be a simple thing.
You also got the plate mail purchase over on Kezu. So they got a couple of items on that little smoke run. But it is really like the situation. You feel it from Team Secret. When you smoke, not to gank, you smoke so you can move outside of your base and buy items. This is the situation they're in.
I mean, they must be so scared, right? Because there can be wards all over the place. Yes, they have a gem, but they don't have time to look around, de-ward, and also make some movement on the map, because if EG's waiting in that moment, it could be really bad. With that said, did they have more smokes? I would hope so, because Roche is almost up. And that's where they're going to need to go next.
That's the one thing we can't check anymore. It got removed with Source 2. Actually, it got removed after Source 2 came in. But Roshan's still another minute away from spawning. In fact, sorry, corrected, 46 seconds away from spawning, thanks to our cool features.
And looks like Mid One finally decided to upgrade his boots. Definitely too late for this. Kind of better late than never, but should have done it earlier.
He might have been worried, like going for something like BTs might have actually helped them later into the game.
I'm sure that's what it was. He was like, I'll probably want boots to travel mid-game, but then it started going so bad that he couldn't bother upgrading it, and now he's finally done it.
EG are going to 5-man smoke, looking for an opening. Roshan will be spawning up in 18 seconds time, so if they lose this fight, Team Secret do potentially have a way to come back in. I say this potentially. You've got buybacks available for both Samael as well as Universe. And actually looks like their smoke gank doesn't bear fruit, so they wait for Roshan once more.
And in the meantime, slap creeps, get farm, push lanes. Arteezy only throwing Manta Illusions to the top lane. It's a whole lot safer than his hero being there.
Can Secret contest this? They have no vision around Roshan.
It's so hard, because basically their window for thinking, I think my opponents are Roshing right now, is pretty wide. It's hard for them to predict exactly when it is, and EG just does such a good job pushing the lanes. Like, look, those creeps just got high ground in the top lane at the same time that Roche died. It means that for Secret to even leave the base and go up here, if they make a big mistake and EG actually isn't there, they would just take racks right away. Or they'd get themselves in a perfect position plus vision to for sure get racks by the time Secret got back. So Secret's kind of just in their base no matter what in these circumstances. The few times that they do smoke out are their opportunities. Maybe they didn't even have a smoke there. Maybe they burned too many on their little scouting missions that it didn't work out for them.
Top lane fight is coming. Arteezy is pushing. Crit, for some reason, is just admiring. He's waiting to see what the rune is, and it's a double damage rune. Oh, yeah. That's what he's waiting for.
Runes are actually so good late game. A lot of players have been talking about just buying late game bottles or still having their bottles. And then with that late game bottle, you just, there's an arcane rune for a hero that it works on really well. Let's go grab it. Oh, a DD rune? Yeah, sure, I'll take an extra 135 damage for free. It's a lot easier to fish for what you want because it's a guaranteed double rune spawn now late game.
Yep. Well, with that double damage rune, it's in the hands of Samael. They move forward towards the tier 3 tower. Just from range, they can rip apart that tower. Fortifications available from Team Secret, and you have the living armor to bring these buildings back up again. So if the EG push, they need to ensure they bring down the tower. But once they at least get this tier 3 tower, it'll open up the shrines for attack as well. They got all the buybacks. Secret have none coming into this fight. Phantom Assassin actually bought the Basher before this fight begins, so she is committing into the engagement. But look at Puppy's position, as well as the Observe Ward. They'd get some decent vision outside Samael. That double damage rune has worn off, but it won't matter. Fortification finally has to kick in, but they have to clean up Samael and Arteezy. Stifling Dagger, anything to force them away from the tower. Even Puppy is showing himself running in very, very far. Universe will jump forward, so the engagement will begin. They commit a couple of abilities, but EG can't snag a proper hit.
That was very scary for Puppy there. Do they have 4 steps even?
They're going to plasma field as well. Actually, it's on cooldown. Now it comes off cooldown. Samael trying to bring down the tower. The bash actually onto the Drow Ranger from the Stifling Dagger. The Telly gets a grab. Samael up on the high ground, pumping into mid. One can't actually get a proper hit. Missing so many times, but Arteezy's doing it. The melee racks, he just man modes it. So much damage from him. And Samael once more, blinking back in again. Mid one can't really repel him, and now they've actually got this choice. Team Secret, do you want to fight? You've already lost your melee racks. You need obs and sentries down to make sure that Arteezy can't just slip his way in.
They're trying so hard to bait them into a fight here. Secret's doing a good job of poking and prodding. They will lose the range barracks, but every time they come up, they're taking damage on the way back too. And they had a couple decent opportunities. I mean, if Lina didn't have Aegis, 100% they initiate there twice at least.
Yep.
But because she has Aegis, if they commit and they kill her, and then the Golem comes down, they're going to lose right afterwards.
They're rotating already. down to the bottom lane. So they want the maximum extremes in the lane. Split up Team Secret. The top lane creep wave is already going to cause them problems there. The rest of the time, it's the bottom lane siege. Same as before, rinse and repeat for Evil Geniuses. Arteezy and Semail, the building murderers. Semail wants to come in forward. They're cleaning out a couple of trees. Now you're Ravage catching over on 3. Arteezy is low. The rock will drop, creating space, but Arteezy is down. Barra strike and Epicenter from side. It's decent damage, but maybe not enough. That's why Semail needs to do more, but mid-1 stole 224 damage. He'll trigger the Aegis Immortal. They have to get rid of the Golem as well. Upheaval causing issues. MP, they'll focus it together. So the tier 3 tower does fall. Crit will continue to channel. He's only got another 5 seconds left on it. And the pressure will continue again. The buyback did come out from Arteezy.
And BKB was used on Lina, so she's perhaps the vulnerable one, but that was Ravage, so they don't have their ultimates.
Overgrowth. They committed both. Yapsaw, the pick up. It's Semail. You said Lina was the problem one. Zykery is a little bit of space for the Burrow Strike. Catching MP as well. Mid-1. Punterfield doesn't make enough space. Tidehunter trying to retreat, but Arteezy is focusing him down. Silence Kezu. The attack will reach him. They have to jump back in again. You've got a deep universe in very, very far. Yapsaw and mid-1 able to combine together to a gem. It will be a trade-off for a trade-off. In fact, I think that gem actually just stolen. It was Zai's. So EG lost the detection, but Arteezy, he was the main target they were trying to go on, but they jump in further. The stun's on Arteezy. They want more kills. Zai's getting back out again with the Lacuna Blade. Mid-1 will fall, and they've got more. MP can jump up towards Puppey. Fire Strike over on Rubik, the Sandstorm, giving him the invis to escape back up to the high ground. Mid-1 also buying back. They got issues on top of their tier 4 towers. In fact, I can't say towers plural. They're down to 1.
Secret in a very tense moment, but they did a really good job defending. The Yapsaw lift to throw Lina on their cliff makes her retreat path a lot worse. So they were able to take a pretty good fight. With that said, they stepped all Lina's damage, but they couldn't quite kill her. She had less than 200 HP, I believe. And because they didn't finish her off there, it was very tough to chase. And the next cool part of the fight was EG placing a ward on that cliff as they ran out, at the top of the ramp, which made it so much easier for EG to do a turn and actually kill Secret as they chased, because that was the moment Secret wanted multiple kills. But it didn't quite work out. It was a little too difficult. And Secret, again, is going to have to go back to turtling. But on the bright side, they only lost 1 Rax. I'm just looking at it and wishing maybe they should have done it on the top Rax before they lost it.
You could also say on the bright side, Evil Geniuses was so far ahead. They had about a 32,000 net worth advantage, and there were so much as heroes. They actually gave, even though it feels almost like an even trade with 1 buyback from each core on either side, a couple of hero picks each way, Team Secret still get more out of it. A Ghost Scepter on the Rubik, the 3,000 gold on Yapsaw. He is just raking in the money and approaching his level 25 with the telekinesis range grab, which is what he went for last time. He might be able to pull Lina into a harder position, and this is happening when Team Secret put both the Dro as well as the Lina just down the ramp, hitting into the tier 3 towers. He's got the cast range plus the grab distance potentially. Yeah,
it's actually really amazing if you can make it work. It's like a force staff basically, and telekinesis is consistently the way that Secret's initiating, and just throwing him close to their towers is absolutely making the difference. But he's got to hit 25 first.
Yep, that's the challenge. But with the pace this game is going, you wait for a couple of tomes to come up and available for you. You slowly build up. Razor's also reaching level 25 soon, and I'm wondering what he goes. Do you go for the link?
Actually, he wants to go. He wants to hit a static link. Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason the fight's getting a little hard for EG, because despite them having a 30k gold advantage, if you sap 200 damage from the enemy mid hero, then she doesn't hit the same. It's like she doesn't even have a Daedalus. So if they get good initiations and maximum static links without losing their heroes during that period, yeah, they can still win the fight. They pick up, they're going to go for a Heaven's Halberd next on Razor as well. So that way they can stop their opponents from attacking them. And that's definitely going to be for Drow Ranger this game.
It still feels like a rough game when you don't have anything which can directly attack into that butterfly.
It is tough.
I suppose you've got a couple of things that can still work for you, but...
Well, MP's going to try to solve that problem. He's queued up a MKB, but he's still 2,400 gold away from it.
He's going to drop his magic wand for this, I assume?
Yeah, easily. Yeah. I would definitely still keep the Hood. I mean, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of having both Hood and BKB in this game, but over a wand, I think you drop the wand 100%. He's got so much HP, the Hood will pay off once his BKB runs out.
Well, EG, we can go back to the waiting game. Roshan, he potentially spawns up in 12 seconds time, but we'll see how long EG actually have to wait. If it's a quick spawn, then we're going to have ourselves a quick battle. I'm wondering if Team Secret are really looking for that. A refresher orb is being built in for mid one. It's been a while since I've seen a double Eye of the Storm play from Razor. But more importantly, this is BKB timing. He can go for double on that as well. And potentially a secondary static link in the middle of the fights.
That could be amazing. With the static link damage steal, he could steal 600 damage. If he links, let's say best case scenario, he links both Lina and the Drow Ranger, steals 600 damage from those guys, EG just doesn't have damage anymore.
He won't have the time though. Roshan just spawned up. So EG, they're moving over, crits right in front of the pit. They'll scout it out and they'll take it quickly.
And even double Eye of the Storm. We've seen the highlight clips. This used to be a very common build for Razor. Considering that it for sure hits, it prioritizes the person you're linked to, that could stack up minus armor really rapidly and actually shred through Lina. She still doesn't have an armor item. She's going MKB now because she has to deal with the evasion on the PA. Maybe a mistake to go Daedalus, in fact.
It gives an option for Team Secret to have a chance to do the damage, but Evil Geniuses, they still hit very, very hard. And they're coming in. The Aegis the Immortal is being given over to Arteezy, so they're protecting their Drow Ranger. So Sumail, with this dangerous build, is still very susceptible. No extra life to be given, but the buyback is still available on the back of BTs.
And even Bloodstone's going to respawn them faster. So, and in fact, EG's almost got a full wheel of cheese now. They've got 3, 2 on Warlock and 1 over on the Sand King. So they've got essentially, what, 4 lives?
Didn't realize cheese is coming quarter portions. Team Secret preparing for the bottom lane. Kezu hiding inside the tree lines. Splinter Field comes out, but Arteezy is the Aegis Immortal they put in the front lines. You saw how fast he brought down the top lane. He's going to do exactly the same to the bottom. So you root him up with Puppy's Blink forward. At least stops him from attacking, but it's just too much. They can't engage into him. And this is EG being able to capitalize properly with the Aegis Immortals. Bottom rank's totally gone. The pickup doesn't work onto Arteezy. They force-staff him away.
They felt the moment to go in, they jump in, but the problem was that the Lotus Orb was on Arteezy, which means no static link, and there's nothing they can do to remove that until it runs out. They tried to delay it by using Overgrowth. Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually just a Nature's Skies hit, but it was not enough. I'm glad it wasn't Overgrowth. That would have been way too costly. But this is a really abusable thing you can do with Tree. Blink, and then before you become visible, despite being away from trees, you get the root.
There's a Lotus Orb again out in the Drow Ranger. Yubara strike forward. You'll stun him up. Here goes your Ravage. Can they kill off the Drow Ranger? Lotus Orb has worn off mid one. Can't actually get a proper static link. He didn't get anything in the rock. Connects on almost all of Team Secret. In comes the Epicenter from Zai. It's the icing on the cake. Razor is down for 2 minutes. Puppy Overgrowth creates a little bit of space for Tidehunter. He'll go down. Buyback is available. He may as well use it. It's all or nothing now for Team Secret. They're forced deep inside the base. It's a stolen epicenter for Yapsor, but he has to wait for his blink dagger to come off cooldown for him to use it. But he's losing too many teammates too quickly, and it's still only now just called GG. Yapsor will go back in again, but it appears the cameraman says this game is over already.
And it is definitely over. They tried really hard to take a good fight there, but EG was just a step ahead. Every single time that mid one blinked forward with the Razor, his opponents did the exact same thing, getting out. And because of that, it just became difficult for them to fight. They had a lot of good opportunities in the top lane, but they didn't want to mess around with the Aegis. And then on bot lane, they said, we have to do this. But ultimately, it still comes down to the fact that they were very far behind from the 10-minute period on, and they had to take a good fight, and they just didn't get the late game fight they needed to come back in the game.
Yeah, EG, if at first you succeed, do it again. With a slightly more buffed up mid hero for Sumail. It was a fantastic series for them, looking very, very confident. They are now going into the grand final, and whichever team, be it Liquid or LFY, go up against them, no matter what, they're going to have a very, very hard run. And the bigger thing as well for EG, reach the grand final, any kind of question marks about EG if they actually deserve a direct invite into TI?
There's no way they don't get it, right? Like, they won another tournament recently, they got guaranteed second place at EPICENTER, they get it.
Yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. So here is your interview with your captain of EG, Crit.
I wouldn't say it's too easy, but we're in a good role right now, so it feels good for us. Secret were definitely the toughest match we've had so far, so obviously it's getting harder, and we don't expect the grand finals to be any easier. So.
Ну, может быть, это выглядело слишком легко, на самом деле это было не так, все-таки Secret посопротивлялись, но мы показали очень хорошую игру. Who do you want to see in the final? Which team?
I would say probably Liquid. I want to play against Miracle, so yeah.
Ну, вы все слышали сами. Congratulations one more time. Ждем второго полуфинала, ну а пока еще разберем, конечно же, первый.
there wasn't enough mana with another bottle charge to get the full Dragon Slave up once more.
He actually didn't need to use Fairy Fire there, but it looked really dangerous considering the bottle got delivered at the same time. And YapzOr's going to walk towards mid, just do a little bit of roaming play here. There's no ward that's going to spot him doing this, except for maybe the safe lane ward that spotted him leaving. So we'll see if Sumail realizes this is coming.
This is where you get really great synergy between both mid one as well as YapzOr. You start the static link, pick him up and throw him back in again, which means mid one gets the maximum stolen damage. There's still a decent amount of damage coming out from the illusions, but it won't be enough. Mid one will take the kill on Sumail in middle lane, and YapzOr's influence felt once more. Bottom lane, Kezu getting stunned up, and now Upheaval once again from Crit. Puppey needs to slow this down. He lead seeds on Arteezy, so Arteezy can't keep pumping out the damage into Kezu.
That gank mid was so perfectly executed. If he got just a little farther away, static link breaks, and they're not actually able to kill the Lina, it could have been Razor dying. But because they initiated at the perfect time between YapzOr as well as mid one, it secured them the kill. Very, very needed considering the last hit difference between them.
Again, we have the situation too where the supports start taking the experience in mid and play catch up. It seems every single time Team Secret with their supports, they play very level-dependent supports as well.
Yeah, moments like these on either Tree or Rubik are really beneficial, especially when he's on a hero that YapzOr can really do well with. But with that said, they wouldn't even have an open lane if Sumail wasn't constantly wrecking in the mid lane. So there's positives and there's negatives here.
Well, they're trying to go again on Kezu on the bottom. Couple of cold arrow hits from Arteezy. He loves this lane. Draw versus a Tidehunter is actually the dream. When you've got 2 points up and the cold arrows early on, he's only got 1 at the moment. When you got 2 and Kezu is still only on basic boots, he doesn't have the movement speed to get back to the tower. And combining that up with Upheaval effect and potentially a setup Burrow Strike from Zai, yeah, absolute nightmare for a Tidehunter.
He doesn't take that much damage though, but it is a big deal, absolutely. And this is why he's gone more Kraken Shell than Anchor Smash. Normally he'll go Anchor if you can use it, but he's just got to go for the raw damage block now, which will pay off because it'll offset some of what the Draw Aura does. Actually, more than that right now.
Something needs to be done about this top lane. Universe, like he's already got treads, he's got a magic wand, he's getting all the charge because MP is just throwing out stifling daggers, and he's always managing to find himself in range to get the charge.
He's got the most last hits in the game by far. 34 with 17 denies. He's almost level 6 here, and MP just kind of ticked over against 5. So this basically means as soon as Universe hits 6 here, finishes up this creep wave, he's going somewhere else, possibly to the safe lane. He's going to try to get a triple kill.
Zai's preparing for mid already. So Universe can go towards the mid lane shot, but with Laguna Blade from Sumail, mid one's already sitting at, well, he's like 4/5 of his health. He does have the raindrops to give him a little bit of extra protection. Zai's, thanks to that Observer Ward he's planted down, making the most out of this vision advantage because it's nighttime. Mid one doesn't see up far enough. It really is restricted vision in the mid lane for him.
Yeah. And because I placed that ward there, they don't have the same problem at all. So he knows exactly when Razor comes forward, if he needs to actually go for the gank. And I think he's just reading the situation because maybe they haven't seen the Sand King in a while, or they just don't fear the threat. And another ward going down behind the top tower. So both wards just committed to helping to win the lanes better. And that's a good choice when EG does have the slightly better lane matchups.
But you look at the bottom lane, like you want a bigger indication. You got Arteezy and Crit hiding behind the tier 1 tower while Kezu was creep skipping. YapzOr keeps himself hidden off the map. Sumail will pump in towards the mid tower, and he wants to spam out, having an Arcane Rune, just using his 1 point in Fiery Soul for the extra attack.
That's the way to go. Push out the...
To be a go-to, but against EG, I think you do need to play around that mid lane because EG do. So I think you have to respond to EG's game plan by addressing the mid lane. Against another team, we saw yesterday against IG, you don't have to address that mid lane. Mid one will do fine against OP, but against EG, you've got to change your game plan.
That's where we develop mid gone.
Yep.
And look at the bans.
Same bans
from EG. They know
Switch
what it
sides
works.
though. So now I think this time they have to pick up the Rubik first too, right? Do they just do the Bristle again?
Isn't Rubik awful versus Treant though in lane? I think.
Oh no, I mean for Secret.
Oh, for Secret,
yeah.
Especially if it's Sand King, because it's like great against Sand King. The null field, you know, is going to be really value. That's probably what Crit's thinking about. Like, okay, if we pick Sand King, they're going to Rubik. Is that a problem?
I mean, you take one of EG's consistent drafts, which was the CM, immediately they take a second, which was the Puck. And Sand King, they get it every time.
I think they're definitely taking Rubik. Yeah, bam. They have to do it this time. Green strategy.
I mean, we previously, on panels, not too dissimilar from this one, chastised a Rubik pick this early because you don't know what you're necessarily going to be stealing.
It's good for Sand King
already. Yeah, it's already really
It's good for Sand King, but is it also just Because it's Yapzor.
And no field.
No field is super good. I think also
And it's Yapzor.
I think it's also the combination though. The Rubik tree, it's not like it's like, okay, we're locked into defensive kind of lanes. You can go aggro tri lane. This is one of the best because you just get that instant grab and the tree protector does a bajillion amount of damage early game with good chase potential.
98 or something?
90 a lot.
90 a lot.
Yeah. That's a
Good
real number.
maths. There they are. That's Team Liquid. They'll be playing later on today on that very stage in those very chairs. For now, the draft continues, and we do wave goodbye to the Conehead.
Yep. Goodbye, Darkseer. Never heard someone call him that.
Hat shopping must be such a difficulty for him. Bless him. Can you imagine?
If you wear those like magician's hats.
He'd have to wear one of those floppy beanies, but it would look like a normal beanie on him.
Yep.
That's the only way I can see it working.
Good way to hide your cone, you know, if you're a bit insecure
Dude, you should
about
never
it.
hide your cone. It's called, I mean, yeah, the cone of shame. He could wear those collars they give to dogs as a hat. Anyway, Dota.
I was wondering, what if he had it like the way that dogs had it on, though? Then it'd look really weird.
Then it would look really weird.
So they ban out the Void again.
Yeah.
Even though they do have like the Rubik for the steals, it's too much combo coming out from EG.
And they probably know how to press W.
We certainly know Universe does.
Haven't seen Bristle pop up yet in this draft, but definitely something
Yeah, with the
team should be considering.
with the faces ban, it looks more likely.
They
Bristle
take out
was
the
not the
Enigma.
issue last game.
No, I don't think so. I think that Secret still might just be looking at that one.
Oh, EG abandoning because they've saw the opening ceremony.
Yep. Black Hole and Roshan.
Yeah, you
right?
can solo Roche.
I think they're banning out like Kazu's big staple heroes, like the mech carriers.
They're not scared of his Bristle, though.
Neither is Winter.
Neither is Winter.
I think it's justified. I think you're way more scared of his big team fighter heroes. He just plays those much better.
Yeah,
Scary, yeah.
it fits just much better with the team. It's like he plays it better, and that's like what Seeker kind of thrives on when Kazu's playing those.
It does seem that when EG draft or when EG ban, there's always a great deal of respect given to every opponent, even the group stage, that they evidently have done their research and understanding of what makes this team tick.
Secret actually bans out the Bristle themselves, so they're afraid because they don't have the first pick coming out of it, that maybe EG just grabs it right there.
Between Rubik and Tree, there's very little damage to deal with the Bristle at all.
Yep.
So
Rubik, I don't think Rubik really likes to play versus Bristle at all. It sounds pretty miserable. Some hero that just runs at you and you don't get any good spell to steal at all. And no field is useless versus it.
Is this typically where EG are going to show their hand, or can they get away with another?
could pick their support, pick their crit hero,
yeah.
like the Warlock again, or something else if they have another idea in mind.
You like crit on the Warlock hit last time?
Gave him big team fight, maybe not so much against the... Well, I mean, Rubik, you're not too worried about Rock being stolen in theory, but press your E, press your Q, and you're good, but maybe want something that's going to be able to secure the lanes a bit more.
Oh, there it is.
Go for it
Stick
anyway.
with it.
Just heavy team fight.
Yep.
Which, I mean, you and we on the panel will repeat. That is the meta at the moment, right? The pursuit of team fights. Very brawly, Ben.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. So what are they going to get for Kezu now? Because Kezu's hero pool seems the most limited out of all secrets at the moment, especially with the targeted bans coming out.
There's the Tide Hunter. That's been a big one of his from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to match up to EG's team fight, that could be a consideration.
We have seen Omni Knight come out from them. They don't have a good pairing with it, but Magic Immunity is really good versus EG right now.
Well, he had Weaver selected.
Yeah.
Well, they've played Weaver a lot in the past with the Rubik Dream Protector. They go like aggro with it for MP. However, it's not really the most ideal versus this much magic damage and burst. Instant lockdown from
Invoker
Sanking.
selected now, I believe.
Thinking about it. Razor.
All right.
I like that we got to see the process there.
That was cool.
was
Yeah, you
really
see like
cool.
the thought process going through a little bit. Razor though, usually you like to see this hero paired up against something like instantly like that you can steal damage from. Right now, this is not really like a counter to anything that EG does have.
There's some synergy between
they
the telekinesis and the static link.
They might
Yes.
want to aggro though with the Razor.
Yep.
I think that you want like a strong laner so that you can leave alone, so you can roam with the Rubik and the Treant Protector.
I think maybe
Criminally
also
low win rate.
they're maybe also looking at that. Right now they're having all magic damage, and last time when they did this, they picked some heavy physical core. The Drow Ranger was 4th picked, so they're kind of setting up to preempt what EG's going to go for, that heavy physical, and they're taking the Razor now.
I don't think Razor's particularly good for Stro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't mean like specifically the Drow, just physical
the
core,
physical.
yeah. But EG just goes straight for the Drow Ranger right away. Like you said, it's
Same 4.
yeah.
And Sumail will have the last pick for mid. as
It just
well.
works so well every time with EG's draft.
Well, and now the thing is, if you aggro trail on the Drow, then Puck gets 1v1. Puck in the offlane with Drow Aura is pretty good in almost all 1v1 matchups. So
Yes.
EG knows they're going to be doing well in the offlane with Universe and the mid lane for Sumail. So aggro trialing the Drow Ranger doesn't necessarily lead to a successful laning stage.
I'm a bit thrown off by the Razor 3rd pick.
Would you rather it was Invoker? 'Cause
Yeah.
Like Ben said, like something like Deso, in a lot of cases, is the way you have to roll. I think my criticism is still maybe towards Vlad's first, because the item doesn't really increase your survival. It doesn't increase your damage much. Makes your team fight good though, so there's trade-offs here. I almost wish he would do Deso Rush or Vanguard instead of Vlad's, then go Deso. I'm not sure.
You definitely see the sides of both. Like if you have the Vlads too, it opens up Roshan for you.
Yeah,
it
makes
opens
work
up
better.
for like a lot more survivability with your Treant. But we'll see how MP does approach this game. Obviously, they're going to have a little bit more control coming out of their supports this time around. Puppy was fantastic in game 1, even though his effectiveness really felt like it dropped off. The overgrowth was still good controlling. It stopped the EG smoke plays a hell of a lot, and Puppy kind of just tanked it for the team.
Yeah.
Now he's working with his other boy in green. He's working with the Rubik. You got one of Yapsor's highlight heroes from yesterday, and we'll watch his rotations. And he's already prepared for it. Smoking up with Puppy, they're going to
Oh, I love
invade
this.
into the
No,
Radiant
they're
jungle.
wrapping on mid 100%. They both committed to body block. Never mind. Okay.
Oh,
They both
Zai.
committed to body blocking.
Zai's so close. Yapsor needs to pick up. He actually started to attack. Now they pick him up, throw him back in again. Puppy already started off with the lead seat, so Zai is slowed up, running through, tries to actually munch on the tree. Will give him a little bit of extra regeneration, and Crit will help it out with a quick Shadow Word as well. So it's like Puppy and Yapsor want to create issues on this bottom lane. They'll team up with Kezu. Once again, the frontline tank.
I really think that could have gone mid, but generally when you do that, it's not the most beneficial because you'll get the first blood, but he'll just TP back in the lane, and he hasn't farmed anything yet anyway. So maybe hoping to get a support and affect their tri lane in a positive way.
Mid 1 having a better lane than last time. That's not that hard though. A 1-1 up against a 3-4, so mid 1 still in the damage, making it difficult for Sumail, who did actually go for a 0-1-1 up against a Razor. Like, what's the normal build? Do you want to be spamming a Dragon Slave to push the lane and get the last hits?
Almost always, but I think he got the stun because it's going to prevent mid 1 from running at him. So every time it looks like mid 1's thinking about going for a link, he'll just throw the stun out. And in fact, he did have damage stale there, but it was a big fat 0. That means that when he went for it, Sumail stunned and walked away. So if he can keep outplaying him in this way, and the way only Sumail can, yeah, it could just be mid 1 having a crap lane once Sumail gets more Dragon Slave levels and just pushes the wave with bottle.
All right, now mid 1 is having to fight underneath the tower. He's still short of his bottle. They're both, in fact, almost equally far away from their bottles.
Like, look at that. He just sees, he feels it coming.
Yep.
Oh, this is the right time for him to use Static Link, throw the stun. He steals 10 damage. That's nothing.
We still have that top lane battle, the PA going up against the Puck. Universe has been really up in his face. Like, he's orbiting whenever he possibly can. He's spending more time attacking MP than he's attacking creeps, and he's still actually getting more bottom lane. Crit's in trouble. Very, very low. The attack from Yapsor will be able to spill the first blood. Fantastic for Yapsor, as he'll be able to buy up his boots, which makes his rotations a lot easier.
Yeah, that's huge for Secret, considering how this guy plays. And it reminds me a lot of what Liquid did yesterday. Just doing an aggro try with your off lane to ensure that your opponent's safe lane doesn't do as well. And it's a lane that historically Drow is really poor in. You do not want to be aggro tried as Drow because your hero just kind of sucks pre-6. Even pre 5, you're really weak. So it really comes down to the mid matchup and maybe the off lane as well.
Mid 1, be very, very careful with how you're playing this lane. Like, he saw the damage and knew he could do it against Sumail because Sumail had no mana. But now the bottle charge will arrive. You could see Sumail trying to force the issue. Mid 1. Oh, Fairy fires up, is barely able to survive.
He was hovering over it.
Invoker's a little slow though. If
It's a bit slow.
if you see 3 of the same 4 last heroes or same 4 heroes,
Yeah.
and then you're expecting a Drow Ranger, you don't want an Invoker. It's way too slow. You'll get run over. But you can defend high ground with it. That is one of the benefits. I personally think the Razor's more so that they can aggro the Drow if necessary.
They've done it again.
Yeah, I think PA was fine. I did not particularly fancy the build just because I think that...
Did not like that cloak, did you?
Well, it was more the cloak and the BKB. I view PA as a very offensive hero. Like, you already have the innate blur, and you have a lot of mobility. You just need to be able to one-shot people with the coup de grace. And it was a big issue last game that they didn't kill heroes before they got their spells up.
It's always
They banned
interesting.
Brood again.
You can see that they're going to be watching this game intently. LGD in the crowd will be potentially meeting, well, rather, yeah, potentially meeting one of these teams in the grand final.
So they banned out the Brood, even though Secret likely still have mid hero left.
They're still just afraid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too good versus Drow Ranger.
You think don't they need a Kezu hero for Secret?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, the Razor PA likely to be the mid and carry. I guess you could put the PA mid if you want to aggro trailing the Razor. There's his Tide.
Tide.
I think it's the best hero for him, putting on something that's comfortable, something that's team fight, something that can at least match up to EG, but it's still going to be a tough game.
And Alina locked in as well for some nail.
That destroys PA.
Yeah.
But if PA gets big, you can also kill Lina.
MP picked up the PA, so it might be Razor mid. But again, I think
That's
Lina
not
does
a-
fine against both.
That's still good for Lina. Ooh.
Well, I see that you guys were not necessarily... I mean, let's recap. You liked Secret's draft in the first, and we saw EG win it. Now I feel like you're going to like EG's draft. Just put
And maybe a game 3.
Yeah, we don't like the Razor so much.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
we,
I don't
we
like the
We don't
Razor.
think it counters any of the heroes, and it's going to do poorly in lane, which is... We don't understand why they picked it.
Okay,
I'm sure they have some reason.
Theorycraft with me. Where does Secret's win come from if it is a win? PA gets fat.
Rubik, I think
Rubik
Yapsor
gets 3 kills in 5 minutes like he did before.
Steal some big spells, make some big plays. He is the team fight in a lot of ways. When you have a Drow, when you have a PA and a Razor as your 2 cores, you need the team fight to come from your support. So Tree and Rubik have to step up.
I think if they shut down the Drow Ranger and don't lose too hard of the lane with Razor, they can do okay.
All right. Shut
can
down
do
the Drow.
okay.
It does seem like we're expecting this to finish in 2, though, from our analyst panel. We'll head over to our casters now, as they'll be making as much noise as they possibly can to see if we see 3.
Well, this seems familiar. Evil Geniuses have almost exactly the same draft, except one change-up. The OD has now been substituted for the Magical Burst Lina, which is great against the PA. Team Secret pulling out the Razor. Some other stuff looking very familiar. What do you think, Perch?
3 out of 5 same heroes. The difference is the Rubik and the Razor mid instead of the Ember, and then no Scarif Mage. So I think it can work. Like the panel said, the matchup mid is not so good against Lina, and their off lane is now a Tide instead of a Bristle, so it's more team fighty. It's a little bit better at lane. It's less countered. And Secret still can run over their opponents, but they're more cooldown reliant now than they were in the last game. So I don't know. We'll see how the lanes go for Secret. I'm still not sold on the PA as a pick, especially when you have to go BKB first.